Betty here. Now, today I kind of wanted to do something a little bit different. I know that my channel is pretty sort of reading oriented, kind of like heavily. But today I kind of just wanted to do something a little bit different. Kind of a bit like body confidence, maybe story time a little bit. Just basically have a bit of a chat with you guys. So the subject that I wanted to talk about was how to stay feminine yet be alternative. Now, I have struggled with this since the dawn of time. I am not a feminine person, even though I'm female. I struggle really hard to be pretty or feminine or, you know, girly. I really struggle with those kinds of things, and I don't know, I just kind of wanted to talk to you about it and see if anybody else struggles with it. I found out that I was alternative when I was about 15, 16, let's say. Like, I kind of knew, I know it's the cliche, I kind of knew that I wasn't normal, but I didn't really know what to class myself as, because sort of the older I was getting, my music style was changing. I was, you know, becoming heavily into rock, metal, and I'm not going to go through like all the different genres because I'd be here all fucking day. When I was about 14, 15, my dad bought me my first Marilyn Manson album, which I completely and utterly fell in love with. And I started getting into more and more kind of male-oriented... I started getting into more and more male-orientated bands because when I was a lot younger, there wasn't many females who were rocking out. I mean, you had sort of the American sort of, you know, like Arch Enemy and Kitty and you know, Susie Q and stuff like that. There wasn't, like, the stuff that I was listening to and the stuff that, you know, I still love today was very male-orientated. So I didn't have, like, an icon or an idol to sort of style myself with. I was dressing very boyish when I was younger. You know, jeans, band t-shirt, you know, a pair of DCs. That was kind of my style because I didn't have anyone to sort of show me that you can be beautiful and alternative at the same time. A lot of my family members particularly thought that I was gay because I dressed very boyish. Like, I was very tomboyish. I didn't wear a lot of dresses. I wore no makeup whatsoever. I wore glasses. I knew that I wanted to get pierced, but my mum wouldn't let me. She had this sort of thing, you know, when I was 18, I could sort of do what I wanted. So I found it really hard to express myself when I was younger, being into sort of the things that I was into and be feminine at the same time. And it's something that I do still struggle with today. You know, I kind of, on my days off, if I'm going out with like friends or whatever, I do have to sort of sit down for 5 minutes and think, right, okay, what have I got in my wardrobe, in my drawers, you know, what clothes that I've got that'll make me look feminine? Because I'm coming to the point in my life now, guys, where, you know, I'm 29, it's time. It's time to dress like a girl. And, you know, like in these past couple of years, I've kind of found makeup and what it can do back to when I was growing up. So when I was kind of coming into sort of my own and sort of finding myself at sort of 17, 18, you kind of go through sort of a journey, don't you, to kind of find who you are. And I decided that being alternative was who I was. You know, it's a part of me. It's what I grew up with. It is what I loved. Do you know what I mean? Like, I love black. Obviously, everybody does. You know, I was really starting to find myself, but at the same time, being feminine wasn't really on the top of my list. Do you know what I mean? Like, when I was kind of discovering myself and that I knew that this is what I wanted to be for the rest of my life, feminine didn't really, do you know what I mean? It didn't really play a big part until, and you know, as I was growing up, I did have an older sister. But the thing is with me and my older sister is that we're very, very, very different. Very, very different people. She's not alternative in the slightest at all. If anything, she's a bit like Posh and Bex, to be honest with you. She's a bit chavvy. I love her to death, but it's true. She's a bit chavvy. So she couldn't really sort of advise me either. And I didn't have friends who were in the same problem as me, because oh god, this is gonna make me sound really sad, but when I didn't really have a lot of friends when I was growing up, not that, you know, that's a problem, because it wasn't. It's just that I kind of, I don't know, I like my own company. I like to sort of keep myself to myself, and like I said, there wasn't many alternative people in sort of the village that I was living in, so it was quite lonely. It was quite lonely, sort of trying to be alternative. I mean, bearing in mind this was nearly 15 years ago. Bearing in mind this was nearly 15 years ago, you know, the advances on makeup and clothes and stuff like that weren't brilliant, and there were no alternative stores where I lived. None whatsoever. So I had to get my inspiration from places like New Look and, do you know what I mean, really like chavvy places. And you know, when I was that young, the internet kind of wasn't around. You know, you had the odd dial-up, but you didn't have Wi-Fi, so I couldn't really buy the things that I wanted offline. I'm just like, I want to talk about this because I know that I'm not sort of the only one who's going through this, and I kind of just want to, you know, share my story with you all, and for you to share your story with me, because I think, you know, YouTube is such a large community that, you know, we can all help each other. And I have to say, my life did get better once I discovered vintage, rockabilly, that sort of genre. About 5 years ago-ish, I discovered rockabilly. It was actually Cherry Dollface on YouTube that I discovered, and she taught me how to do my hair. She taught me, you know, sort of how to dress, and that's the wonders of YouTube, is that you can go on, you can look for anything, and everything's at your front door. I did become more womanly, if you like, when I did discover vintage and rockabilly, because it showed you that you could be feminine, but you could be alternative at the same time. I mean, people have these weird misconceptions, you know, just because you're alternative doesn't mean that you're pretty, when I think being alternative is the most beautiful thing in the entire world. Like people will comment on sort of my piercings and stuff like that, and you know, I've had a few comments where, you know, why would you want to do that to yourself, you know, you're taking away your beautiful face and stuff like that. And my answer is, I find this beautiful. I find this pretty. You know, for all the people out there who don't understand, it is really, really hard being alternative and pretty at the same time. It is really, really, really fucking hard. You're either going to look like a lesbian, or you're going to look like a pile of shit. You know, like I said, my entire family thought that I was gay until I was about 25, 26, just because I struggled so much with my femininity. And like I said, I still to this day, I struggle to not necessarily look pretty, because I hate that terminology, but I struggle today with not looking boyish, because there is nothing that I love more than throwing on a band t-shirt, disgusting like 10-year-old jeans, and a pair of DMs. There is nothing that I love more. But at the same time, that's not really projecting your femininity, is it? It isn't. And the older I'm getting, the more I'm realising that you can do both. You can be pretty and you can be alternative. So, I know that I've rambled in this video, that there isn't really a script or anything, or notes or anything. I just wanted to sit down and have a chat with you and just, I don't know, see if anybody else is feeling the same way I do, because it's really, really hard. It is tremendously hard to be who you want to be, but factor in that you can be who you are, but you can still be, you know, pretty, you can still be feminine. Like, what I would say to young people who are starting out, I mean, like I said, it's a little bit easier now because there are so many bands with females in that can be sort of icons, that can be sort of, you know, role models and teach girls that you can be alternative and pretty at the same time. But what I will say, if you are struggling, you are not alone. You are not. And like I said, YouTube is your best friend. Type it in. Look it up. Like another YouTuber who's helped me so much is Kathleen Lights. Now, she's not alternative in the slightest. She's not. But what I love about her, and I know that I've spoke about her in like previous videos, but what I absolutely love about Kathleen Lights is that she will show you that whether you've got shit tons of makeup on or whether you've just got a little bit of makeup on, you can look pretty. Makeup is there to help you, not hinder you. And I absolutely love Kathleen Lights. I mean, like I said, I didn't even know what bronzer was. And now, I can't get enough. I can't get enough of fucking bronzer. Highlighter, I didn't even know what it was. Now I can't stop fucking wearing it. So, yeah, like I said, guys, I just kind of wanted to sit down and have a chat and, you know, tell all you girlies out there that you can be alternative and you can be pretty at the same time. It's hard work. It is hard work. You have to fracture that into your life. But I just want to know, you know, any other girlies out there, do you struggle with your femininity? Please comment below, because I would love to talk to you. I would love to talk to you about it, because like I said, I'm the only alternative person in my circle of friends, and I don't really have that many people to talk to about things like this. So yeah, if you have, please let me know, like, let's chat, let's talk about it, because I would love to, because it's been such an insecurity of mine. Yes, I'll admit it. It is an insecurity of mine that I don't look feminine enough, and I struggle with it so much. So I think I've rambled on enough now, don't you think? All the contactable information is down below. Please hit me up, message me, you know, let me know if this has been, you know, a concern or an insecurity for you as well, because I would love to talk to you. Oh, and also I'm working on something. A new series called Betty's Beauties. If you follow me on Twitter, right, you will know that I am addicted to fucking everything on this planet at the moment. I can't help it. And Betty's Beauties will just basically be a showcase of all my addictions. So I will hopefully be doing that sort of, I don't know, 3-monthly sort of kind of thing. Please ignore Frank. He's massive. And let's just not look at him. Yeah, I think that's it. Is that it? So yeah, guys, it has been awesome once again. I hope this is a nice change to my reading addiction. Take care, wherever it is with you. Please like and subscribe, you know what you're doing. And I will see you next time. Bye, guys.